It's Phil Lindemann with your Krystal 93 News at 4. BIFA is back, and this year, it's shorter than ever.
We are going from a 10-day festival to a packed 4-day weekend from Thursday through Sunday.
That was Carly McLaughlin, the interim director at Breck Create and your host at this year's Breckenridge International Festival of the Arts.
All of the activities happening in the core of town, right in the heart of the Arts District, with events from Alpine Garden up to our Ridge Street Arts Campus and everywhere in between that space.
BIFA is still the town's premier arts fest, and just because it is shorter does not mean it's a ghost of what it once was.
Peculiar, weird, interesting things, inflatable sculptures, psychedelic geodesic tent, amazing sound installations right on the bank of the Blue River.
This year's BIFA takes inspiration from Alice in Wonderland. Tomorrow, giant blue birds will roost on Ridge Street from Dutch artist Close Act Theater. On Friday, drag star Patty Gonia performs at the Riverwalk. Saturday could be the biggest day with Beats Antique at the Riverwalk, and outside the Riverwalk, something called a bike stage, where you pedal to power the sound.
Truly a people-powered concert.
Get your tickets and festival passes through Breck Create or just wander through downtown Breck. Most of the art this extended weekend, totally free. Summit's oldest locals are still fighting for senior housing, but they have given up on Lake Hill.
It's a project that's just not moving forward.
That was Guy Godomsky with Staying in Summit.
Workforce housing project where a certain amount of land was going to be allocated for senior housing. Well, if the workforce housing project doesn't happen, Staying in Summit cannot sit back and wait for that project to happen.
Staying in Summit has found 9 other potential sites for senior housing. Their biggest barrier now is money. Between the land and the construction, it could cost millions. This week on the State of Summit, County Commissioner Nina Waters will never forget the rancher she met just a few weeks ago.
I was meeting with a rancher the other day who's been sleeping on the side of his ditch. He camps out right next to his ditch to make sure that water's flowing through those irrigation canals so that his cattle don't die.
This rancher's concerns echo across the high country this hot, dry summer. Summit's own Green Mountain Reservoir near historically low today, and it is not alone.
I've been talking with commissioners Pitkin and Eagle, who have Root Eye Reservoir, and Gunnison County at Blue Mesa Reservoir, and the impacts on the ground are devastating.
Mountain towns toe a delicate line. Ski resorts demand snowmaking. New roads and housing are all top priorities, and they demand water.
We've got irrigators, we've got agriculturalists. There's parts of me that realize that we're never going to be able to build ourselves out of this because of that lack of water.
The feds a few weeks ago released new guidance for tens of millions of people who rely on the Colorado River. They come with deep cuts for all states across the West. Officials here in the headwaters, they are happy to see it, but they know it will not end decades of bickering over the biggest water problem. There is more water on paper than there is in rivers.
Our fear is that those cuts will happen to the western slope or to the headwaters communities.
Commissioner Waters thinks often about that rancher. She believes stories like his can make a difference.
If somebody kind of goes alone, I don't think that we stand a chance. But when we coalesce and come together, raise our concerns as a coalition, it does result in at least paying attention and addressing the issues.
Tune in again next week for the State of Summit on Krystal 93. Local fire danger stays the same today despite recent rain, rated at high with Stage 2 restrictions. The rains have been regular but not heavy, 1/4 of an inch this month at the Crystalized Weather Center in Dillon. You will remember that last year was even drier until the final week of August when we saw nearly 9/10 of an inch. And in sports, the Rockies today, they're playing the Dodgers. Phil Lindemann, Krystal 93 News.